Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well and may have revised the previously learned topics. So now, our today's topic is the way air and water transform the Earth's surface. Rocks were formed from molten material originating in Earth's mantle. Over millions of years, these rocks have been shaped into valleys, plains, and river basins through processes such as weathering, erosion, transportation, and deposition. Weathering refers to the gradual breakdown of rocks due to atmospheric or weather forces. Rocks expand when heated and contract when cooled, causing them to become brittle and break. This is accelerated by water and moisture, which react with rock chemicals. The color and texture of outer rock layers often differ from the core due to weathering. Erosion occurs when flowing water, wind, and other agents wear away Earth's surface. Rivers, rain, groundwater, waves, glaciers, and winds erode soil and rocks, which are then transported as gravel, mud, and fine soil over long distances. When these agents lose energy, they deposit the materials, forming plains, river basins, and sedimentary rocks. Rivers, from their mountain sources, cut through rocks and form deep valleys. A V-shaped valley forms where rivers flow swiftly, while steep-sided gorges and canyons develop in harder rocks. Rivers often create waterfalls in mountainous areas, which erode rocks beneath to form plunge pools. As rivers enter plains, they slow down, depositing sediment and forming fertile floodplains. Floods deposit silt layers, gradually building the plains of rivers like the Ganga or Krishna. Meanders, or snake-like curves, form in plains, and over time, cut-off meanders create oxbow lakes. Rivers also deposit fine material at their mouths to form deltas. Glaciers, found in cold regions like the Himalayas or Alps, are masses of ice formed by accumulated snowfall. Glaciers move slowly due to gravity, eroding land through plucking and abrasion. This creates U-shaped valleys. Glaciers leave behind large rocks called boulders, as well as smaller particles like cobbles, sand, and till, which are deposited as they melt. For example, the Gangotri Glacier forms the Ganga River as it melts. The till that cannot be carried by a glacier is deposited around various parts of the glacier. This deposition is called moraines. The Sundarban Delta, formed at the mouths of the Ganga and Brahmaputra, is the largest delta in the world. In Andhra Pradesh, the Krishna and Godavari rivers together form two large deltas. Sea waves create coastal landforms through erosion and deposition. Continuous striking of waves develops cracks in rocks, forming hollow caves. These caves enlarge over time, leaving behind roofs that form sea arches. Further erosion breaks the arches, leaving stacks. Steep rocky coasts rising above seawater are called sea cliffs. Weathered sea cliffs create capes and bays. A cape is a headland projecting into the sea, while a bay is a wide coastal recess. Sediments deposited by waves form beaches. Wind is a significant agent of change, especially in deserts, which make up about 1/5 of the Earth's land. Strong winds erode rocks by acting like sandpaper. This erosion creates features like mushroom rocks, which have narrow bases and wide tops. In Selbergs, isolated steep-sided hills with rounded tops also form in deserts. Persistent winds accumulate fine sand to create sand dunes, which are unstable and shift with strong winds. Fine dust, carried beyond deserts, forms fertile loess soil, which is rich in lime and forms loess plains. Vegetation affects rocks by enabling weathering. Roots penetrate cracks, allowing water to enter and break the rocks. Plants and grass prevent soil erosion by wind and water. Human activities, especially after the Industrial Revolution, have significantly transformed the Earth's crust. We will continue this topic in the next video. Till then, keep watching.